troops and troopettes. Hope you're all having a wonderful November, like we are. Just heading into another lockdown on Friday, so that'll be exciting. Tier 4, baby. Means we can do almost nothing, but that's just me all over the back anyway. I enjoy doing nothing when I'm not at work, other than video games, and I hope this is why this has brought you here. And with that, it'll bring us happily to the having a wee look at episode of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I am playing the Xbox Series X version, so it is good, but there are some small troubles here and there that I will discuss in said video. Now, this does ring through at a lovely 60 FPS 4K, but the biggest problem I'm having with it, especially when I'm in a town or a big hall, is there's screen tearing. There's no FPS drops, but there's screen tearing. It's at the top of the screen, so it's not terribly noticeable. Happens every now and again, but it is a negative and a major one, I think. Okay, well, maybe no say major, but it's you know, mid-tier to high levels of annoyance when it happens, because you can't help but notice it, and once you've noticed it happening, I'm kind of looking out for it a wee bit more than I should be, which is a bit of a shame, but hey, it's a new game on a new system. It is what it is. It'll get patched. I have absolutely no doubt about that. So, you go Eivor the Wolf-Kissed, who can either be a man or a woman, male or female, depending on what your terminology preferences are. I chose to be a male because it's just the way I see things when it comes to Vikings. I know there were shield maidens, but I don't think they were as prevalent as people like to think. I could be wrong about that. I don't really know my Viking history, but I doubt it. They're the baby makers. They're the ones that were protected. They're the ones that were kept at the back because they were the bigger part of the future. Even though men and women can't really make wains on their own anyway, so I don't really know why that was seen that way. It's just the way things happened back in the day. Hunter-gatherers and all that shit. It's not quite the same now. That's why we go to McDonald's and Tesco. What was the last thing you hunted? Oh, the last thing I hunted was a wild fucking galaxy. A wild galaxy. I almost said wild haggis. For all you American friends out there, the haggis is not a living creature. It is a sheep's stomach filled with ground beef and spices. And it is rather lovely. Although they do not use the sheep's stomach anymore because that is disgusting. Do apologise if I shattered any illusions there, you know. Do you have wild fantasies of us wearing our kilts, not skirts, kilts, hunting down these roving bands of hairy haggai? You know, no, we just go to Tesco and buy them like everybody else. So yes, I chose the male version of the Wolf-Kissed, and why it's called the Wolf-Kissed, well, you just need to play and find out yourself. And the game starts off with you as young Eivor, sort of bringing two clans together. They get attacked by another guy called Kjutiv, and all the shit just happens at once, and then you're like, we want revenge. And then that's basically where the game starts. You eventually migrate over to England, but the main crux of the story so far for me has been Kjutiv and killing that motherfucker. Now, I'm going to apologise for any dodgy accents here on in, but I'm going to do them anyway because, yeah, I like a wee bit of fun, you know what I mean? So the game is the third in the rebooted line of Assassin's Creed games. It comes hot on the heels after Origins and Odyssey. Odyssey being the first, Origins being the second, this being the third in the new line of the new Assassin's Creed. And if you were not a fan of the previous two games I mentioned, you will not be a fan of this. This is merely here to keep the people that love it where they want to be, and where I want to be is in a massive open world, slaughtering thousands, massive exploration, getting all my gear upgraded, and just basically beating everyone to death. With the odd animal thrown in here and there. You get to hunt deer or catch fish with a bow, or but I haven't really delved too much into that. I've just been exploring the opening region of Norway. I've been doing that for around about 7 hours now, which in a lot of cases, a lot of games would have closed and went out of business. So it's quite nice to see a game that I can plod along, not feel that I've played for that amount of time, and just really enjoyed my experience with it. Hence why this isn't a full review either. And you cut about Norway, and you can leave like your footprints, so you leave indentations in the snow. If you go into a river, you will start to freeze and take damage. I really like that. That was cool. Can be annoying when you're like, oh, I want to cross this river, but you're like, if I do it, I might get damaged. I don't really want to get damaged. Then you just like, well, I'm just going to walk around, and you just go on a wee hike, and then you'll find something cool, and or you might not. You might just find nothing. You might get attacked by a wolf. Who knows? You might get attacked by a bear or a fucking boar. I was getting attacked by all sorts. And then you get to take their plunder and take all that gold and weapons and skins and hoofs and antlers and all that. You get the picture. Dearie me! There is settlement building in the game, but I've not got that far yet because you don't unlock that until you go to England. What I do have is the I was going to say third blade, but it's the hidden blade. Where's this third blade crap coming from? So Ava's basically being initiated surreptitiously as an assassin. He's like, oh, what the hell is this for? Why do I need a wee chib thing there? Because you can do it sneakily and you can sneak up on people and get them in the neck. Quite cool. You can't do assassinations until you get that blade, which is kind of annoying. You also get to go and wee raids, and there have been wee, small, tiny at the moment, but start of the game, what do you expect? You'll blow your horn on your ship, and then you'll just, all your men and women will jump ashore, and it'll be carnage for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is just great fun. And then that wee camp's then yours to do what you want with. Have a wee scout around, get all the wee iron ingots and all the wee trinkets you can find, and it's just a good laugh when you're dismembering people and then beheading them. Great laugh. You get your bow and arrow. Basically all the things you'd expect from the last ones are here. They've maybe refined it slightly, but it all just kind of feels the same to me. But playing it on these new machines, it just feels a lot nicer and a lot more smooth, and the loading times are just night and day differences, like almost nothing really, which is great. I need to try Skyrim. I just want to see what that's going to be like on this new machine. That'll be exciting. Apparently the PS5 does a good job of ironing out a lot of the problems that Skyrim had in the PS4, so I'm going to expect the Xbox version to do the same. So this really is this year's 2020 Skyrim, because it's Viking inspired like Skyrim was. It's all cold and dank and just, yeah, I love the atmosphere. It's got an amazing photo mode as well. I've been farting about with that. It's been fun, and I'm going to play a hell of a lot more of this. Going to get, like someone was saying, that you get 60 hours out of the story, which is, yeah, I'm happy with that. Longer the better. I don't really care. Oh, it gets a bit boring. Every game gets boring after a while though. You play anything for 60 hours, you're going to find it a wee bit, tedious. But that's when I'll put it down for a couple of weeks and I'll come back to it and it'll be a lot more fresh. So I don't really see that as a massive criticism. You might. If you don't like long games, avoid it. If you didn't like Odyssey or Origins, avoid it. It's just really kind of that simple. I say buy it though. I say enjoy it. I say live the Viking life. Plunder, pillage, all that shit. I was going to say something else there, but I'm not going to say it because I might get instantly throwing off you tribes because it's fucking shite. And I think that'll do. I think that'll do for the rantiness of this video. I really like the game so far. Hope you do too. If you don't, cool, you'll find something else. There's always something else there for someone. Games are a medium that's brilliant for that sort of thing. And I'll see you all later. Adios!
When he crawls into bed to warm me, as you say, it will be with farts and honeyed breath.
We should all be so lucky.